Hey there everybody, just doing a review for the Static power bank. And so just taking a look at the box right over here for the power bank. Some pretty nice packaging right over here, and just some things noted at the back. And so what's included in the box with the Static power bank is the power bank itself, of course, a Type C to Type C charging cable, and the manual. And I suppose this is like a thank you card as well. It does give you some specifications about the charger. And so just taking a look at the charger itself, a bit of a different design. It does have this like pretty cool looking design that like has these wave patterns right over here. It looks really nice. I mean, it just like you can just look at it and it just looks pretty cool and trippy, I suppose you could say. And also I think the charger is made of aluminum. It's definitely heavier. It definitely feels like aluminum. So it definitely has that premium feel to it. And on the charging side, this is a 65 watt power delivery power bank. These are the charging ports right over here. You got your power button, and these are the power capacity indicators. There are 4 LED white lights. This is a Type A, I think the 12 watt Type A port. This is a Type A quick charge port. This is the Type C 65 watt power delivery USB-C port. And there are also 2 other input ports that you can use to recharge this power bank with, other than the Type C port. So this is a Lightning input port, and this one is a micro USB input port, and you can use these two to recharge the power bank. However, they recommend that you only use a single input port at a time. So yeah, you can only use one port to recharge the power bank at a time. Of course, in this case, I would highly recommend using the Type C port to recharge this power bank, because it has the fastest recharging speed at 65 watts, I'm pretty sure. The Lightning input port has a 10 watt recharge rate, and the micro USB input has a 18 watt recharge rate. So definitely stick to the Type C port almost at all times if you can. If you don't have any other option to recharge the power bank, of course you should use these other 2 ports. And so yeah, it's just a nice touch to have these other 2 recharging methods. And yeah, over the back it does give you the specifications as I just mentioned. Input on the input side, micro USB 18 watts. Lightning input is 10 watts. The Type C input is 65 watts. That's 65 watts, right? I'll be double checking on that. I'm going to be testing it out. Output, so yeah, the Type A standard port is actually 15 watts. The Type A quick charge port is actually 18 watts. And the Type C port is able to output 65 watts of power delivery. One pretty big downside for the Static power bank is that when you're using more than a single port at a time for the output charging, the max output of the power bank becomes 15 watts only. And so this means that you can't charge a laptop and a phone at the same time. I'm going to show you that in just a second. And so yeah, in terms of the size of the power bank, it does have a 6.5 by 4 by 0.5 inch form factor, and it weighs about 1 pound. And so yeah, I mean, overall, just looking at it and the specifications, a pretty solid power bank. But let me get to testing it out to show you guys how it performs. And so I'm just going to start by testing out charging my Lenovo laptop right over here. Okay, and so I have my Lenovo laptop charging from the Type C port on the Static power bank, and it's charging at about 35 watts right over here. So yeah, I mean, you're going to be able to charge most Type C chargeable laptops with this charger, so that's a good thing. However, you have to do it alone. You can't have any other devices charging at the same time. Otherwise, the max output of the Static power bank does become 15 watts, and that is not enough charging power to charge your laptop and another device at the same time. I'm going to show that. I'm going to show that right now by charging my Galaxy Note 9 from the Type A quick charge port. Okay, and so the Lenovo laptop is still charging at about 35 watts. I'm going to connect my Galaxy Note 9 to the Type A quick charge port to see what happens. And yeah, as you can see, charging desktop from my laptop, of course, it just, it knows that it's not receiving enough power, so therefore it's not even charging right now. However, my my Note 9 is charging. Oh, it just stopped charging right there. Okay, now it just restarted charging, and now it is fast charging because it's charging from the quick charge port. So yeah, that's really the only downside for this power bank. I'm pretty sure other power banks do have this type of power allocation design, where if you're charging more than a single device at a time, the max output does drop pretty drastically. But other than that, if you're just looking for a high capacity, high power output power bank, This is a pretty solid one. Just know that you can only fast charge your laptop when you're charging it alone. And also, let me test out the recharging for the power bank by testing out each of the input port options. And also, I forgot to mention for the power capacity. Yeah, this does have a 20,000 milliamp hour capacity. You're going to be able to charge most phones to their full power about 2 times or maybe possibly 3 times. I know a lot of phones these days have large batteries, so you just never know. And for a laptop, if it's the only device that you're charging with this static power bank, you may be able to fare a single full charge for a tablet or a laptop and maybe have spare capacity left over. And yeah, let me just go ahead and test out the recharging for this static power bank as well. I'm going to start out by testing out the micro USB input port to see how this one fares. Yeah, I'm getting about 17 watts of recharging power into the static power bank via the micro USB input port. And so yeah, that's good to go. And let me go and test out the lightning input. Oh, I'm getting at about 22 watts. Okay, but I thought it said lightning input. That's 2 amps at 5 volts, but I'm getting about 23 watts. And that's 10 watts. So yeah, the lightning input port for this static power bank actually performs a little bit better than the specification says it's able to. So that's good. Yeah, the lightning input is actually like about 20 watts. That's good to see. Okay, and let me go and test out the type C recharging. Okay, there we go. I'm getting about 60 watts of recharging power. The River 2 power station screen is reading about 61 watts. And yeah, there we go. Close enough. And so yeah, that is my review for the STATIK 65W 20,000 milliamp hour power bank. A pretty solid one, you know, nothing too complicated happening here. It has a high capacity and a higher power output. The only downside is that you can't use that 65 watts of power delivery when you're charging another device at the same time. This is still going to be reliable for charging most Type-C chargeable laptops. I will have a link to the product page down in the description below for this power bank. I will also have a link to the review article over at chargerharbor.com in case you want to read a review for it. And I will see you all on the next video. All right, goodbye.